Yo, have you ever had this problem?
I'm trying to hit the button to play my music, but it's too small.
Fear not. I have a device that will revolutionize the future. I call it the future of music. Why did it shut again? In this device, there are no buttons, so that's a big plus. And the speakers are twice as good. I have bought a massive number of albums from the local thrift store, and I listened to all of them. Now, when I paid for $1.50 of music, I'm gonna be a little bit honest, I expected more from these pieces of plastic, whatever they're made out of. But today I will share my disappointment in review form, because today I'm going to review these albums. I'm out of frame. Alright. Okay, I got them all organized on the floor. Here is the first one. Tough sax. Alright, this is the sounds of the saxophone. Now, when I first popped this one in, I was like, hey, alright. It's a record that opens up with a little bit more of a, it's more of a downbeat song. It's not uppity like a lot of the other records. And then what came next was the second song, as it does in most albums. Also downbeat. I was like, man, this is just gonna be like a really chill, really cool album. And by the third song, I was like, okay, so we're 3 for 3, 3 downbeat songs, very downbeat. But like, now what? And then the fourth song came on and I was like, okay, well, they're all downbeat songs, which is very disappointing. And not to mention they're all the same song. These saxophone songs are very disappointing, to say the least. Actually, I think I should put it this way. If I could rename this album, I would name it entirely downbeat sax songs in the key of C with accompanying guitar and piano. It was not a very enjoyable listen past the 3-minute mark, which was when the first song ended. Overall, I do not recommend the sounds of the saxophone because, like, not only is it the same song, but they're the most cheesiest, predictable jazz songs ever. Oh my gosh, I should tell you. I'm doing it as a service. It's not that bad, but let me just say, you gotta listen to it in pieces. 2.5 out of 10. Listen to it in pieces. I'm gonna get this one out of the way now. There it goes. Alright, I actually didn't pick this up at Mission Mart. This is too good to be reviewed with the other one. There it goes. Alright, this next one, Four Top, live at concert. Some of these were live concerts. I don't even know how they did that, because I don't know how records are made. Actually, wait a minute. Who made the record? It was Thomas Edison. I hate that guy. Alright. So, Four Tops. Let me just check my notes here. Alright. So by the name Four Tops, there's 4 dudes singing, I guess. I thought it was going to be Barbershop Quartet, which I was a little bit disappointed by, a little bit relieved by, because, I don't know. Nobody likes Barbershop Quartet. Instead of Barbershop Quartet, this is more like jazzy disco punk, if, you know, that's an actual genre. There were blaring trumpets, there's a nice, smooth guitar, very spicy. But, big problem. As the songs went on, it got harder to listen to. Kept hearing the same stuff over and over again. I don't know if, like, there's some issue at the labeling company where they have to press the same song in 5 times on the same record on both sides. You know, listening to this didn't give me a very reassuring feeling otherwise. I would listen to it in pieces. 4 out of 10. It was okay. I will say, it looks pretty nice. It was probably one of the better condition, or it was one of the ones that was in better condition. I like the center. I think the center is obviously the most important part of any album, or any record, decorative piece, but, you know, get it in a little bit more. I think it looks nice. It was kind of obnoxious listening to the audience, but that's, you know, that's enough of that. Just pick this up off the floor here. 4 out of 10. Alright, this next one, probably one of the only ones I like. I only like 2 of them. Here it is. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to Hawaiian music. It's pretty good. I've been told that it's a ukulele, but I just do not know how strings make those noises that are so euphoric to the ears. Just take this as a standard for every record going forward, but all of the songs were very similar. The only differences you could tell was that some of them were upbeat, some of them were downbeat, and some of them were medium beat. However, I love this record. It brings peace and comfort to my soul. Actually, my biggest fantasy dream is that always helps cool me down is I'm on a beach in Hawaii sipping on a nice beverage, and this record helps me get there. It is fantastic. If you can find some of these songs on YouTube or, find it at your local thrift store, Hawaiian records are bangers. Have a listen. This is what it looks like. Splendor of Hawaii. My favorite song was probably Red Cells in the Sunset. So good. Alright, there's this next one. It's called the Smothers Brothers. I have some opinions about this record. I'll tell you what. Right here, you can see no effort was put into the center. It's just black. I don't know who these guys are partnered with. Looks like Long Playing High Fidelity. Long Playing High Fidelity, you screwed the pooch on this one. Not interesting to look at. I can't hang this up. I'm disappointed. Smothers Brothers were apparently a relic of 1950s or 60s or something. Yeah, 1960s I think. So things have changed a little bit. It's about the comedy duo of the Smothers Brothers. They play the percussive bass and the banjo or something. Very, very boring to listen to. They didn't all sound too similar, except they sang a song called Pretoria and then one called I Wish I Was in Peoria. Sung the same song, except they replaced Pretoria with Peoria. So, I'm not sure about that. Otherwise, they told some decent jokes. 90% of them were just saying the same thing over and over again. That part wasn't very funny. 8 out of 10. Would not listen again. Next record. The roaring sound of the percussive banjo. Alright, let's take a look. So, first of all, I do like the title. I think it was very eye-catching, to say the least, along with the 3 banjos on the front. However, I did expect with a title like The Roaring Sounds of Percussion Banjo to be a little bit, more roaring. I think that it sounded more like background music for the musical Little Abner or the video game Cuphead, or background music for like the Oregon Trail or something. I don't know. Point is, it's boring, it's old, you get the point. There wasn't enough banjo, the songs weren't really centered around it. Very, very lame. There was like, the second side actually did have a few really interesting bits, but like, oh man, the first side was kind of rough to get through. And the bits in themselves were not like, anything to beat. It was just something different. It went by pretty quick, which was nice. I'm looking at who designed it here. It looks like Stereo. Stereo, you messed up. Shouldn't have ever commissioned this. I was expecting like death metal banjo, with the title like The Roaring Sounds of the Percussive Banjo. You just didn't deliver. 0.1 out of 10. Next album. This one is called Organ. I actually don't know what this one is called. You guys can figure it out for yourself. It's got like a minute. Golden Organ Favorites Lenny D, or like Golden Organ D. Here it is in the flesh and blood, or in the plastic. And what I think about this is that, oh my gosh, it's so good. I love the organ. It is one of my top 10 favorites. Every song selected a different version of the organ. There was a comedic bit at the beginning of April in Paris, I think. I'm not gonna spoil it, so you'll have to listen. No, just kidding. They played the end of the song like 5 times. Like the first time they finished it, they were like, one more time. And then they finished it again and they were like, what? One more time. Hey, Bobby Joe, what do you say we give that another play? Bobby Joe was all like, one more time. And then they played it like 5 more times. It was hilarious. Knees buckled, hands on my lap. It's really good. 9 out of 10. Perfect. Get out of here. Last but least, the moms and dads. Or, my apologies, the mom and dads. Dang it. Hello, it is me, future editing Ian, and I've run across a predicament about the album that you're about to see, the Mom and Dad's. It's actually not the mom and dads. What I found inside of this case is it's not, they got misplaced. That's, the mom and dads are a completely different band than what I'm reviewing. I'm actually, it's, the album that I have right here is actually the Rolling Stones, which is, I looked them up, it's 100 times better than the mom and dad's music. Okay, Ranger's Waltz sucks. I was just getting really confused why I couldn't find the music on YouTube, and I was trying to put it on my, as the background music, and I realized that it's actually the Rolling Stones. It's not the mom and dads. Mom and dads suck, don't look them up. I've heard of the Rolling Stones before, which is kind of weird because in the next segment I like diss them super hard. I don't think High Tide and Green Grass was their best album. The songs sounded much better on YouTube than they did on this album. Just take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Sorry, Rolling Stones. London Stereophonic, big hits from the mom and dads. It's one mom and three dads, and they do rock. And it doesn't sound like it's a mom and three dads singing. It kind of sounds like a mom and two dads, and then the guy singing is their like 17-year-old son. And I was a little bit confused by that. And like, he's trying to make a music career. He's like doing the best he can, but he just like cannot sing anything that isn't milk toast. It went by average length. I don't think it was worth a listen. London Stereophonic, you messed up. You messed up, London. Again, I'll check my notes for anything. All the songs blended together nicely. Classic rock, was a cool change of pace. Only difference I could tell between the songs was slow, medium, and fast. They blended together too nicely and the record dragged on because of it. Yada yada yada. You get the point. Just don't listen to it. In my notes I gave it a 5 out of 10. That's not gonna do it for me. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 for the mom and dads. Alright. I'm looking at the floor over here, and there isn't any more records. So, suffice to say, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope that you listened to The Splendor of Hawaii and Organdy, or whatever. April in Paris. Good. Probably not going to be buying any more records from the thrift store anytime soon. I definitely say it's a ripoff. Anyways, till next time, doing some other stupid stuff. Thanks for tuning in for this pointless pandemic. It's not how pandemic should be used, but thanks.